Hi everyone, this is Caroline Fleur. Today I want to take a quick moment and tell you 5 reasons why you might want to rethink writing a book. So listen up, and then at the end, if you think you can live with these things, you might be ready to start your book.
But first, you know I have to say it. This video is just my opinion and I am not giving any advice, so use your own judgment when making any decisions for your life.
Number 1, there are so many people writing books. I'm sure you've heard it. I'm working on a book. I'm going to write a book. I have an idea for a book. Or if you know me, then you heard the words, I wrote a book. So it feels like every person on the planet is writing a book. And if you try to write one, then you will just be one of a billion. But that's not necessarily true. The competition is definitely out there and people are writing and finishing books. But if I can help with this one negative, there's always a lot of competition, no matter what anyone does. If you say, hey, guess what, world? I want to be an accountant. Believe me, when you look around, suddenly you're going to see nothing but accountants or people in accounting school or someone who thought about going back to school to be an accountant. So there will be competition everywhere because there are a lot of humans on the planet. So I'm just saying, don't let that stop you if you want to write a book. And remember, there are all different ways to publish. There are the big 5 publishing companies. Those are the huge ones that crank out all the books most people run and go see. Then there's other traditional publishing companies. And then there's smaller indie publishing companies. And then you can be an indie author and publish your own, put it directly on Amazon if you want. So there's a lot of different paths to publishing a book. And you don't have to decide which path you want to go on today. So if you don't mind competition, you might be ready to write a book. Number 2, there's a good chance you will not get rich from writing your book. Most authors don't make Harry Potter money, and that's just the fact. Most books don't get made into movies.
But how about a quick review of what happened with Harry Potter?
It was a book. It was made into a movie and then a whole movie series. And now you can go to Universal Studios and go to the Harry Potter ride and experience. That's just not going to happen to most people. It could though. Remember, it could, but you might not become rich. If you can handle it, there's always the chance that your book could get discovered one day. If you don't write the book, you know it's not going to happen. So if you can make your peace with the fact that most authors have to work other jobs in order to pay the bills, do it anyway. Don't do it for the money. Trust me when I tell you, it becomes a labor of love. And it's almost like there isn't enough money to pay for that type of torture. Writing, thinking, planning. Oh no, this character is now mad at this character. Wait, how do I get them out of this? This will rule your life while you're actively writing a book. So just make sure you're not doing it for the money. Although the money could come. You don't know. We don't know. That's what makes it fun. Number 3, why you might not want to be an author. You will probably make a mistake in your book somewhere. It's true. Even if it's some small mistake that no one else notices, you'll notice eventually, and then it will drive you insane. When I first started writing a book, this is something that did worry me, and I would think, oh my goodness, what if I make a mistake and it gets overlooked? Well, I started noticing books have errors. I'm talking about classics. I'm talking about the books that you buy, bestsellers at Barnes & Noble, textbooks in colleges, high schools. And even if you start watching headlines, there are errors in headlines on social media and news channels constantly. There are mistakes everywhere. It's probably going to happen to you. It might not, but there could be some small error that makes it into your book and it gets overlooked by editors, publishing companies, your beta readers, yourself, your family who decided to read it, and eventually you'll figure it out. And I'm telling you this because my book has 1 error. Yes, it really does. And I can't tell you how many people and professionals read this book. It has one error. I know where it is. Once in a while, someone will reach out to me and say, I read your book and there's an error on page TTT. I won't say the page number, but they will tell me that. And I will say, I know, but thank you for telling me because I'm so happy that someone read my book carefully enough that they spotted a tiny error most people don't even see. That is a win. That's a win right there. So my book does have one error. If you read it and you happen to see it, let me know, because it doesn't bother me at all. So if you think making one tiny error in your book will really be terrible, you might want to rethink writing one. But you could also just change your mind and realize it might happen, it might not happen. It happens to a lot of people, including me, and it's not that bad. Number 4 reason why you might not want to write a book. It will be really hard to get reviews. My book is available on Amazon, of course, and other websites, including Barnes & Noble and places like that. And they will offer up books based on how many reviews you have. Well, if you go to Harry Potter, there's like 1 million reviews. Of course, that one's going to be near the top. But when you aren't Harry Potter level, you will see that it is really hard. And I'm not judging, because before I wrote a book, I had only reviewed 2 or 3 books in my whole life because I just didn't think about it. Even when I loved a book so much, I didn't think about going and writing a review. And that's just how it is. So I have 18 or 19 reviews right now, I think. And I'm actually really thrilled about that. Once in a while, I'll get a new review and I'm like, yay, I got a review. Of course, you live in fear of reviews too. Don't get me wrong. But you might have trouble getting reviews because also your friends and family cannot review. I mean, I guess some people could do it, but you're not supposed to. So if I could have all my friends and family review the book, I would have tons of reviews, but I don't do that. So I have 18 or 19. I'm not even sure. If you're worried about not being able to get reviews from strangers, you might not want to write a book. And finally, reason number 5, you may not want to write a book, because your brain could go into creative mode and you will think of more stories. I can't tell you how many people were going to write one book and now they have 2 or 3 written. I can tell you I already have about half of a second book written. So I just need to finish it. But the stories just start coming. It's almost like once you wake up that creative part of your brain, it wants to keep going. You like it and you want to do it again. So there's a chance when you finally write a book and you go through all of the steps of publishing and get it out there on the market, your mind will start coming up with another book and then another one. It could be like this forever. I don't know. You could write 10 books. So if you don't want your brain to shift over to some type of creative writing mode that starts when you write a book, you might want to rethink it, because that could happen to you. So if you can make your peace with those 5 reasons, I would say writing a book is insane, but you should do it anyway. I feel like everybody should write a book. Why not? We're only here once. We all have our own thoughts and experiences. I say go for it. So did I overlook anything? Do you have any reasons that have kept you from starting to write your own book? If so, put it in the comment section below. Let us know what your concern is. So if you're thinking about reading a book or buying a book, choose mine. Destiny and Other Dilemmas is a fun, inspiring, and romantic story. And of course, it has a character with food allergies, and it has a beautiful cover. So it's also a really sweet gift for a friend who likes to be in love and likes to laugh and wants to read an inspiring story. Thanks for watching. Bye.
If you want to know more about me and my projects, check out my website at carolinefleur.com. I hope to see you there.